Hello, everybody. Welcome to another glorious episode of Life Theories. We got Jay from Journey of a White Feather from Australia joining us, and Diana from Trailblazers of the Universe here with us today. And my name is Sarah from Big Soul Healing, and formerly Small Sarah Big Soul. I changed it up on you guys. Sorry about that.
Jay's never going to get it right.
Jay will never get it right anyway. Just get used to it.
I'm doing all right.
You just got it right, and I go and change it on you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that solar eclipse energy coming in, which we're...
I'm about to do a video on that. I'm actually scripting out I'm writing down. I'm doing an energy update. It's going to have solar eclipse, Mercury Retrograde, everything. We're going to just throw it all in the mix.
Oh, yeah, we got that retrograde coming in, too.
Everything's the same week, and then...
Of course it is. They're not going to give us a break on that. No, heck no.
Of course they are. How are you? What are you trying to do?
Why would the universe give us a break on this? Come on.
It's been 6
Go
months.
through it now, guys.
I'll tell you what. This is my theory on it.
Going through it.
We're ascending, right? So we're getting more. We're getting hit with this more because we're closer. Stupid analogy, but closer to the universe in some ways. We're connecting to that universal power, or however you want to put it, and going 5D, or however you want to put it. So we're going to be more affected, but we're going to be. It's going to hit us more when we do see those things. I believe, because I mean, you see it back in the day. We go, "Oh, Mercury retrograde." Oh, yeah. What? But now, not that we know about it, but we're sort of at a higher energy and a higher vibration. These things will affect us more because it's part of the universal law. There you go. That's my theory, anyway.
Well, and that's the thing, too, with all of the shifts that are happening with the frequency of the planet, the polarities of the planet, all of the solar flares and solar shifts and retrogrades and eclipse energies and all of that, every single person on this planet, no matter what, is going through an upgrade. So whether that means you're starting way at the bottom and you're going up one rung of the ladder, or you're kind of where we're at, and then all of a sudden you end up like in crazy guru phase, like every single person, no matter what, is ascending right now. And I know I'm onto something because my ear just went mee. So the energies of the planet are helping us all to ascend, no matter where you're at on the planet. Not one of us is in any better or worse place than the other.
Yeah.
It's all completely different. It's all designed for us to learn and experience the things that our soul came here to learn and experience. And it's about just being grateful for where you're at in this now moment, and allowing these transitions and allowing these processes of ascension to just happen and go with the flow, because we're all going to get there. We're all going to get to that beautiful 5D and beyond place in our own time. So even if you're in a place right now where you just don't feel it and you want to turn this off and you want to shut me up and stop me from talking because you think I'm absolutely mad and there's no way this could possibly be getting any better, just know that you too are in a place that is getting better. We're getting better and better every single day, every single one of us. We just got to be patient with ourselves and show ourselves some love throughout the process.
And have the people around you, like my family here. I say I'm grateful for I'll do a big shout out to my partner in the Twin Flame podcast, Jackie, as well. You guys, man, I'm so grateful. And I even look, I'm in this rock band and stuff, play Saturday night. Sometimes I need a little bit of help, because we're going through what we're going through. People don't understand what Sarah just said. We are all going through our own ascension. And most of us, especially the three of us, are where we are. And it's nice to actually call upon your friends, your family that you need just a little bit. You might need a little bit of help because you're in a different mindset. You're in a different space. You're looking at people a little bit differently because you're ascending, and your vibration's higher. Their vibration's where yours was. And you still, it's not judging them as a person. It's just a case of you're ascending. So, yeah. What do you think, Di? How have you been?
Yeah, for me, I think a lot of... I feel like the realities are shifting so quick, right? Like, I can see how what we think about and focus on, like I'm really feeling into something, especially when I get in my darker emotions that have been coming up recently, like really dark emotions. And then I watch it flip from like the more positive and a very high vibration. For me, it's just shifting a lot, and I'm trying to find stability. I'm grounding myself a lot more. I'm getting outside. I know part of it is, it was my mom's birthday next week too, along with the solar eclipse on the exact same day as. I think some of it's because of that. I think move. There's a lot of changes I made, and we talked about life after toxicity, right? We talked about that last episode, and I'm still feeling that. And I think that some of the things that I'm catastrophizing things in my brain, like things that you shouldn't catastrophize. Like I've been through a lot. I'm not trying to invalidate my own feelings, but I've been through a lot of worse stuff than some of the things I'm really catastrophizing things that are like really not that big of a deal. And I'm not always expressing it, but I'm in my head. I'm like overthinking it, and I don't. It's really hard for me to stop that pattern. I think I'm so used to having crazy things going on in my life that it just when things are too calm, like I'm just. I struggle with this after I went through my addiction and went to treatment and stuff too. And I don't know what to do about it. Like I'm grounding myself. I'm meditating. I'm doing all these things. I get Reiki done. I haven't done it in a while. I probably should get that done again. But I'm always like, I think maybe the problem is I'm reaching for too many things, and then. I'm still sitting with it, but I'm like, it doesn't go away. It just keeps coming up. And, it's hard. It gets dark.
So,
huh?
So is it just a dark sort of thought coming through with you? So I might have missed something there.
It's
so
like a loop. It's hard to explain, and it's causing like certain people don't understand, and I can't explain it myself because it's really like complex. It's just a bunch of dark. It reminds me of when I went through my addiction, some of the dark emotions I felt. And things keep coming out. I can't tell what's what sometimes, or if it's other people's. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because you relieved yourself of that toxic environment and the toxic situation. Remember what I was saying about how like our bodies can become addicted to the
yeah.
Is it possible, because you had mentioned it's similar to what you were going through with your addiction, right? Is it possible that your body is processing your transition, moving the same way as it was when you stopped doing drugs? Because the narcissistic communications between you and your father, as much as you didn't enjoy that, your body would send certain signals to your brain would send certain signals to your body when that was happening. So now that you aren't in that place, it's almost like your body's going through a withdrawal.
It feels like a shock. I feel like I'm in some kind of and it's I feel a tense like in my my solar plexus. It's all in this. It's like my whole body feels tense. I'm grounding. I'm running. I went running. Like I don't know how to get rid of this shit. It doesn't go away.
What did you do when you were experiencing this type of feeling when you were actually getting off of drugs? Like, what were the activities that you did when this was going on?
A lot of it was, when I got rehab, I started doing content. Well, I lived in like a sober house for a while, and with a bunch of girls, it didn't work out too well. But I was working out. I was kind of doing meditating, listening to affirmations. I even did kickboxing. Kickboxing really helped me. I like the intensity of that. It gives me some kind of rush, and it really helps my mental health. But I just feel like I'm getting anxiety all the time now, and I feel like it's causing problems in other areas of my life now because like I can't relax. I can't, like, I'm trying everything. I try laying down. I try binaural beats. I don't know what I need to do. I know I'm a hyper person, but like it's kind of causing disturbances with me. Just like I feel like something crazy is about to happen all the time and nothing's happening, and then my brain's like, it just keeps going in a loop. And I'll be okay for a while. I'm not saying it's like all the time, but I can get stuck on it. If I'm already in a slightly lower vibration, I get stuck on it for a while, and it's really miserable, dude. It's horrible. It's dark.
When you get into those places, I'm kind of sensing like a feeling of like what you need is to just like reaffirm your safety and like reaffirm your worthiness of this safety and this comfort and this peace, and like finding some sort of activity or way that you can reaffirm to yourself that this safety is actually okay and that peace that you're experiencing is actually okay. Like, is there some sort of like reaffirming activity that you can do to like put yourself...
Can I cut in on that one, Sarah? Sorry, can I just...
I've got
this thought, sorry. Okay, I go through those and I've really found, I'm not going to lie to you. I think talking to people of the same vibration really helps me. Like I love talking, and I probably feel bad that I'm talking about a certain situation a little bit and all those kind of things, but I'm in a position where I feel safe to actually talk about that. People won't go, shut the F up, whatever. Jeez, I can't believe I did that. But so it might not be the same sort of thing of what you're feeling, but maybe like talking to us, especially knowing that we're on this bloody rocket ship together, really could help you with that. Because I can see where you're going. Because I mean, when you're by yourself, especially when I think we all go through our spiritual journeys, ladies and gentlemen, the hardest bit for me, and I wrote a couple of bit of poetry about it, is at night when you lay down and you're supposed to be resting, but that's when you think the most and probably and have those feelings, So maybe maybe it's talking to us, Di. I reckon even just to call us up and go, how you going? Just need a little bit of light. I mean, I called you guys in
something there, because what triggered you mostly was like negative communication and confrontation and stuff, right? So if your body's looking for some sort of communication or confrontation to get all out of whack about, pick up the phone and have a conversation that creates like a dopamine boost.
And well, I think part of it
You know what I mean?
was
Like try to like reaffirm your safety and comfort by having comfortable conversations and replacing the stress hormone that would have come from a negative narcissistic conversation to the dopamine that comes from and serotonin that comes from having positive, friendly, uplifting conversations, and just sort of like transfer yourself out slowly by like affirming your safety with safe conversations, sort of thing, when your body's looking for that.
And I think part of it is living with
So I
someone
think they've gone
too.
to something with the calling your friends thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, it's also living with someone you're dating. I'm used to being with guys that are toxic too, so I think I'll find ways to like make something in my head
Make them toxic?
yeah, and like I find myself finding and I'm like, wait, I'm trying to recreate like situation I had where I was living or with the past relationships. I'll find myself finding a reason that this is not going to work, or it's chaotic, or someone's toxic, but really it's me. But it's and I think what you said is a key thing, like causing the interaction that causes you emotional disturbance. Because I find myself focusing on things that there really aren't. I mean, I understand you're living with somebody. There's a lot of things, but it's like I'll be focusing on things that aren't that. I wasn't really that concerned about, but I'm making it a big thing in my head to like try to sabotage or something. I'm aware of it, but it's like it's really like a thing that doesn't go away in my head. It's
your brain is trying to see things from the lens of the past because it's familiar. Like there's safety and familiarity there to your brain. So you're trying to recreate what's familiar to you by putting the assholery of the man you're used to interacting with onto the man you're interacting with now.
Or even past relationship, it's just patterns of those kind of like interactions. And
your brain is trying to recreate the pattern it's used to, even though that thing it's used to isn't necessarily good or safe.
Yeah.
So it's about recreating what's actually safe and reminding your brain what safety really is.
Think about it this way.
It sucks.
No, it's shit. But it's bloody shit,
Bloody shit.
There you go, made you laugh. So there you go, good dopamine. I said bloody. I think we go to we're used to this crap that we go through. And look, I might joke around and say good versus evil, He-Man versus Skeletor stuff, and everyone's a laugh. But think about it when the bad is overdoing the good, but the good is fighting back. You're fighting back on this because you're aware of it now. Okay, so it's a case of now, getting that knockout blow to help you out with regards to not knock it all out because it's not going to happen, but to give that knockout blow and go, right, stay the fuck down. Okay, you got to stay the fuck down or run off and hide. And then if you come out again, I'm going to have the strength to give you another whack. So it's finding that balance in that way,
Yeah.
And it's past programming. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, I had this Saturday night. Perfect example was Saturday night. I looked at the situation I was in. I'm going, my God, when I was in those situations, mate, I'd be anxious, I'd be scared, I'd be this, I'd be that, I'd be avoiding, I'd be going, oh my goodness, but and forces that come and help us, hint, hint. I walked the line, and I felt like and that was the change I needed. I know it was fucking hard, but I walked the line. So maybe it's a case of looking at it deep down and go, right, these are some of the theories that you've had and some of the, as Sarah said, the previous experiences, and just basically walking the line and giving it the He-Man right hand to Skeletor, pretty much, but really doing that and finding out what you need to have in that hand when you do give them the right hand.
It's annoying, just like but I'm aware of it. But it's like it's really like persistent because I guess it was so used to that, so it's used to like thriving off that kind of stuff. But it wasn't really thriving. That's what I call survival mode. That's like you get a rush from like some bunch of chaotic shit, And
it's fight or something. Yeah,
it's all right. It's just uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I went backwards or something because it's so like off. Like I did all this. Like I'm not judging myself, but it's like you feel like you did so much work and then it just pulls you back to a state you were in when you weren't that good. It's not that I've obviously made progress. It's okay to slip up and stuff, but it just like it brings you back to like I'm like, dude, how do I get back to this kind of mindset? It's like what the fuck? Like,
is it pulling you back or is it reminding you at your new vibration?
There you go. That could be it. Yeah.
New level you're at, you're more aware of it. Back in the day, you would have gone, oh, yeah, what the fuck, I'll do it that way. But now you're more aware of it. And, you might call you. This might be the initiation of calling your guides in. We wanted to talk about guides. I know I called
there you go.
my guides. When on Saturday, I called my guides in. Or I called the my people that I needed in. I will leave it at that. And I believe they came and helped. I couldn't believe it. But this is where we're talking about guides, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you have to, when you're going through your awakenings or going through where we're at the moment, we talk about guides, and Sarah wanted to talk about guides, and we've got a lot of them. Maybe you have to find out who they are, and you can channel them and bring them in.
I've done some connection, but I definitely want to dive a lot deeper on that. Yeah. Probably could use. I know Eddie's one, but I know I want to get into the animals and all that stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a wolf too, Diana?
Huh?
You can call him.
Do you have a wolf too, Diana?
I don't know. So before, when Joy did a reading for me, I had a moose come up. It was about finding stability in life, and I did take the advice of this moose. And I remember seeing in like meditations and stuff. And I do feel like I've gotten to that point, but now I feel like I have another. I feel like there's something new that I need to work on that's coming up. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a meditation that like connects to your spirit guides. Unless you have any recommendations.
Yeah, I have. Get the Native American spirit cards. I've got them there. I'm looking at them, and what you can do is with those. I've been using them now. I really can use them properly, where you channel in the power of that animal. All right. Well, what I was doing is looking at it and understanding where I was at. Now, if you need the power, you go like the power of, say, the bat, which is rebirth in Native American. You got the eagle, which is spirit. You've got I got to remember a few of the other ones. So I do apologize because I haven't used them properly for a couple of weeks due to things. But yeah, I think maybe the Native American spirit cards. You can write that down and get them. They're really good animal spirit cards. Like I pulled the Phoenix. Because you got a blank one on there, you can write. I write down what I was drawn to, and obviously the Phoenix is rebirth. Comes up the Fire Phoenix, like from Battle of the Planets when they turn into the Fire Phoenix, because they're transforming and moving at a speed of light.
Yeah. So
you might call them in. It's like Brave Star calling in the speed of the Puma, right? He's calling the power of the Puma because he needs speed. We can do that. People power, speed power, whatever.
Like I feel them. I don't always have visions, but I do feel if I go into meditation but I feel the presence, but I need to connect a little more, I would say. Yeah.
You can call anyone you want, apparently. Apparently if you need
Metatron a lot. I don't know why I feel really drawn. I don't know why. I got this one Reiki thing done online. It was just YouTube channel, but it was a Reiki for Metatron. It was like 10-12 minutes, and it made me feel really good. I really connected. You know what I think is interesting? Have you ever had something happen where, I'm sure you guys have had it, where it's like spirit talks to you through other people, and it'll be something that like someone says to you, and you look at them and like, but it's happened with my mom, even my brother, friends in the past, even friends that passed away like recently, that said something like a long time ago. I remember it was something I needed to hear at the time. It was synchronicity, but it's something very like something almost out of character for them to say. And I looked at it, and I've had times where I asked them, "What'd you say?" And like they said like nothing, or they're like, "Oh, I just said this," but no, they said something else. I was like, "No, you said like that." Like I was like, "Am I losing it over here?"
So do you think that like the guides or the person that needs to talk to you, not a synchronicity, but they're coming through someone else?
Yeah, it's something like that, where like it's someone, I'm like, I don't think you would give me that. It's this very specific something, and it's a weird, it almost looks like there's a different look in their eye when they say it. And I've had this happen, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I was just like, yeah.
I feel like it's almost like their higher self speaking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's really happened recently, but not too long. I mean, just weird things throughout my life. And I have some things I remember from like 10 years ago where someone said something that foreshadowed something that happened now, and I'm like, oh shit. Wow. It's kind of weird.
We're living in a really, really interesting matrix, and what I've learned from Kevin, being where he's at and being so awesomely communicative with me. Just how connected we are to our guides and how much our guides are actually doing for us.
Yeah.
Because, like, even just with you and I, Diana, if you don't mind me, like, mentioning.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
And stuff like that. Yeah, basically just, like, I had a session with Diana where we did some mediumship to connect with her friend Eddie, who had passed. And we had discovered in that session that Eddie is indeed now one of Diana's guides. And I kept wondering why in that session, like, Kevin was right there the whole fucking time standing beside Eddie. And I was like, why are you here? This isn't your time. And he's like, no, but me and Eddie are homeboys. We're friends. I'm going to stay. And I'm like, okay, but this is Diana's session and she's trying to connect with Eddie. And he's like, yeah, but I'm part of this. We're all part of this.
Jesus, yeah.
And he was trying to let me know. It took me a little bit to, like, sit down with him and piece everything together. But what he was trying to say basically was, no, like, it was all designed to happen this way in divine timing. I left the world when I did. Eddie left the world and his body when he did, all for a reason. Eddie went first. And we all knew from on a soul level that this was going to happen. Everybody knew that, Diana's going to be in a veil of, forgetfulness.
Thanks.
We're going to, we all were.
Yeah, I know. Everybody, yeah.
Right? So Diana's going to be in her veil of forgetfulness. And, Eddie's going to pass. It's going to affect her in all the ways that it needs to affect her in the 3D reality. Sarah's going to be in her veil of forgetfulness. Kevin's going to pass. It's going to create this whole situation for her to start realizing shit. Sarah and Diana were always meant to meet. They don't even live in the same fucking country.
Yeah.
But Kevin left when he did, and Eddie left when he did, so they could start pulling strings in the spirit world to make sure, no matter what, Diana and Sarah came together in this lifetime, no matter where we were on this planet. And they conspired together because it was part of our life lesson and our life path to meet each other. We had decided this on a soul level before we even came into the planet. And all of the people in our lives who come and leave too early, I think we have to start reframing our mindset around, oh, they left us too soon, to they left us exactly when they were meant to.
Yeah.
Because
you're triggering heartstrings here, man.
Yeah, we need our guides to be on the other side of the veil to get us to the levels that we cannot get ourselves to in the 3D reality. We need that assistance.
I'll
So
even say my mom too. Even I had a really big awakening, even though it's been very painful. I've had a very big like awakening. It really brought like a lot of shit to me about a lot of it with her was the Matrix programming, right? Why she did what she did, a lot of her expectations about money, love, all those things that are so like not that important that someone literally off themselves over. You know what I mean? It really made me realize what am I valuing in my life. I'm still going through. Obviously, it's not that long ago, but I've already saw how people's relationships play, how people put so much emphasis on certain things that don't matter. When she's gone, did any of this shit matter about the money situation? About you have a bad back? About whatever happened with my dad? Okay, everyone has people have bad marriages. Things happen. Like, was that worth taking your life over? Is all that programming of this should be this should be that, and I'm not here, right? So I can't handle it, and suppressing your emotions too. It really taught me about suppressing emotions and what toxic relationships and marriages can do when you suppress things for too long, not communicating. I'm now looking at even where I'm at and thinking, oh, I was about to repeat. I'm not saying I was gonna go that far, but I was starting to fall into some of those patterns that I saw, in front of me all the time, and it was a big awakening. It's like a big shock to my system. Like, oh shit, this stuff can really affect people a lot more than you think. I mean, on many different levels, but just seeing and absorbing her stuff all the time, and then I'm realizing what absorbing her stuff did to me, because I absorbed a lot of my parents' stuff as an empath, right? And you think it was yours the whole time, and it wasn't. So it brought a light. I mean, I'm still going through different levels of awakening, but her going, even though it's sad as it is, I believe she had to not just for me, for my family too, because now it's caused my dad to have some kind of awakening, right? My brother, even though they might not talk about it, I know that's causing a big, like, timeline shift in a lot of different things,
Yeah.
Well, now I'm thinking about my friend who passed tragically. I'll leave it at that. I'm thinking where he's got to be with me somewhere now. Now that you just triggered my two friends, my old tag team partner when I was wrestling.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Every single person who leaves us is somewhere. They're out there. And for the most part, they leave us when they leave us at crucial parts of our lives so that they can help us from the other side of the veil get to where we need to be and where we've agreed to get to in this lifetime for our soul's journey. And they help to keep us on that path. And it's the way that I'm looking at losing people and death now is like, what is it that I've learned from having them in my life?
Yeah.
What can I hold on to of their energy that that is worth perpetuating on this planet? Like, what can I take and help live on from them? And just realizing that as much as it absolutely fucking is gutting and gut-wrenching and devastating to lose somebody that you love, being comforted in the fact that you're not actually losing them, they're just helping you in a different way now.
They just changes form. That's how I look at it, man. Nothing is lost, right? There's a quote, it just changes form, and I think they do help us more from the other side. And they still helped us to get to a certain point, and we played it, but it's not just that. We played a role in their part of evolution, that everything's connected, but some people are only live for a certain time,
Yeah, what Kevin said to me was, we all have roles. We all have, everybody's got a place. And now that my role on the planet has been fulfilled, like in the physical, now I'm here to help you on the other side. Like, this is my job. This is like, I'm just fulfilling my role. And I can't do the things if I was here in the 3D physical body. I couldn't do the things that I need to do to help you on the next part of your journey. I need to be in soul form, in energetic form, to continue helping you. And he's right. There is absolutely no way Kevin in a physical body could have gotten the three of us together. There's no way Kevin in a physical body would have, and Eddie in a physical body could have known who Diana in Virginia was and who I was in Vancouver and been like, these two need to get together. How do we make it happen? There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
But because we're connected on that soul level, they knew Eddie was gone, waiting for Kevin to fulfill everything he needed to do on the earth. And then they got together in the afterlife when it was time to get us together when we were ready for this type of relationship.
Yeah.
And the amount of little shoves and pushes
Yeah.
and like guidances that we get from our spirit guides and our team on the other side is so much more than I think we give them credit for. And even Kevin's like, man, you guys have no idea how hard we work for you. And like most of y'all don't even know. And he's like, the other part of that too is like there are people in their lives that are fully aware of guides. There's people that aren't even aware of their guides,
Yeah.
but they're still asking the right questions to get their guides to do the job. But another big thing Kevin told me was guides work 100% on free will.
Oh
So
wow.
they can't do shit for you, and they're not going to change your life and give you everything that you need unless you ask. So there are specific guides that we have designated to us for very specific points in our life. And when we get to that very specific point in our life, if we don't ask or give permission for the guides to help us with our words, either with an act of desperation, being like, somebody please help me, or if there's any way that, I could be helped through this situation, that would be great through prayer or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of those guides will literally, like, unless you call for them specifically, will just sit on the sidelines doing nothing your entire life
Oh
because
wow.
they can't do anything until you ask them. And he's like,
Damn.
some people don't even get to benefit or
Asking
get
is
to
given.
benefit
They
from
say
their
asking is
guides.
given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Since you
is
said all that,
absolutely true.
sorry, keep going. I
Yeah,
was
and
going to
that is
say, like,
absolutely true. You ask and it is given. Like the guides will give to you. You might not see it. You might not understand what's happening, and you might not even benefit or get the results for a really long time. But it doesn't mean that you're not getting what you've asked for. Everything that you ask for in some way, shape, or form is given to you, if not something better
Yeah.
or something that is more aligned for what you need. And I know
you
that's a
got to
little
go.
triggering
It's
for
really
people.
weird. It's
Like
really
that,
weird. Sorry, keep going. Sorry,
yeah,
it's
just let me
dropping out.
finish off that part with the
No, it's fine.
triggering
It's
part.
dropping.
Like just because that
Apologies,
part
it's dropping
can
a
be
little bit.
very triggering for people, and I don't want people to get upset with me, being like, I didn't choose this. Like, what are you talking about? Like
Yeah.
over time you
Mm.
start to understand these things, and it's I know it's very hard to be like, oh, well, these are the lessons that we need to learn. And like, even though what you're going through right now might be really fucking hard, what I'm learning right now, and it's a really hard pill to swallow, is every chronic symptom, every disease, every chronic pain, it's all linked to the way that our bodies have processed trauma. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I like kind of losing my train of thought on this. I didn't want to like keep going too far because I know Jay had something to say. So,
No,
and
that's
I'll let
okay. It
you.
was dropping out,
No,
so I
not
apologize for that.
yeah. I just didn't
Yeah.
want to traumatize people, being like, "Oh, you're choosing this," and like this is like the path that you're supposed to be on, and even though this isn't exactly what you've asked for, or it's much shittier than what you wanted to
Excuse me.
experience, doesn't mean that your soul wasn't ready to go through that. So everything that we experience was like a predestined thing
Yeah.
and or something that we're just actively manifesting ourselves. And it's a hard pill to swallow to be like you're kind of putting yourself here. You're manifesting this, like this is the life that your soul chose so that you could learn these hard lessons. People don't like hearing that. And I'm not here to try to upset anybody. I'm not here to try to tell people like, you chose your shitty life. Like I'm not trying to be like that. But yeah, if it's triggering, I do apologize. One day it'll be understandable though. I promise.
It's always we go through what we go through, and it's everything's. Well, I'm being triggered with all this stuff that you just said. Looking at the four guides that I've got now, four guides that have come out. I'm working out what's going on. I've got two family members and two friends. They've got to be prominent in my life. I'm just working out where
Yeah.
where they're at. I know one of them where he's at, but maybe they've been making us aware. I don't know. Just that's just freaked me out a little bit in a way where 4 people popped up in my head straight away to say they're all with me. And the life that we choose, we're guided this way. And I think the scary bit is when you open the door, walk through that forbidden door, and we're not ready for it. But we can't be ready for the forbidden door. But we've just got to ride the wind, as we say, right? So we've got to have. We're basically learning on the job. And I look at my life, and every situation I've been put into, like that has made a major impact in my life. I've been put into it like. It's basically, say skill wise, say you're going to be a lawyer, right? You're training to be a lawyer, but suddenly you're thrown into the deep end. When I was a pro wrestler, I did 3 months of training, like flat out, like 4 days a week, right? Suddenly I get this opportunity, 3 months. No one gets a match in 3 months. No one. I got a match in 3 months. They said, "Oh, you're going to fight tonight." I told my trainer, "Am I ready?" He goes, "Well, you're training. You got to get in there and do it." Now, I look back at many of the big situations in my life that have made an impact, and I've made an impact in, or some of the things that I've become good at, really good at. I was thrown in at the deep end. So maybe it's something to do with the guys. I mean, then because of where we are and what we do, we go, "Oh, well, wait till we're ready." Man, I get thrown in. Like, right, you've got some ability, right? Best form of teaching. Let's put you in the deep end, right? You can swim a little bit. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the ocean. Now start to learn to swim and get your strength up. Now that's our guide saying we've got protection. If we're not protected, if I'm not protected doing that, I look back at 3 or 4 different things. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, three major things. Mate, I was thrown in the friggin' deep end, and I bloody swam, and I swam by myself, and now I'm really looking at it going, mate, I did a bloody good job there, but I had nothing and nobody. I had the guide of the person that we were, when I was doing those jobs or whatever. But mate, you got an ability where you are, and people put up with me at the level I was at, seeing the potential that I had, and working with me, right? Because they could have gone, "Oh, you're a flake, piss off," but they didn't, and it must be something to do with the guides. It has to be, because you wouldn't be thrown in those situations, and I bloody swam. So the guides have helped me out. Interesting.
Yeah, the guides will always put you into situations that you need to be in. They will open up doors and present opportunities for you to face the things that your soul promised it would do in this lifetime. So if you feel you're not ready, but that situation has presented itself to you, like it's time to jump in. It's time to like go full force, even
And
if
when
you
you
feel like
resist
you're
it,
not ready.
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, and that's something that I learned when I'm working with, like, the thing you resist most is the thing that will actually help you excel most. That's the thing. Your ego is the one resisting that, but on a soul level, you know that that thing is the thing that you need most. And it's the same with me, with starting to share my story and make my own personal videos about what I'm going through. Like, for whatever reason, that is absolutely, I'm just going to admit it, it's terrifying for me. I haven't admitted that yet. I just keep coming up with like excuses, and like I've made a few videos that I look pretty confident and I feel pretty good about. But every time I'm like almost done editing a video or doing it, like I get terrified and I just don't do it. But I know one of the biggest parts of my healing is using my voice and expressing myself and sharing my truth and sharing my story. So I'm looking at it is that thing that I'm the most terrified to do and can't get myself to do it is the thing that's going to help me excel the most, and to do what I can to stop being so afraid of the thing that I know is going to push me forward so much. So
We're
doing
putting,
a lot
we're
of
putting,
work on that and trying to get better at like posting, but still not quite there yet. I still have some victimhood trauma and some stuff that I'd like to work through so that I can get my story across from a place of power as opposed to a woe is me story, because it's not about that. But yeah, like it's really, really hard for me to do that. And I know that that's like one of the things I came here to do was express my truth, but I can't even make a freaking TikTok video. Like,
we're thrown into a lot of stuff. I know. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at some of the stuff on my wall that I've been thrown into. Right, and they go, you can do this, but you've got out of say 10 where I'm at now. I'm thinking, okay, the opportunity you can't not. You're basically learning on the job. I mean, I'm telling you straight out, I'm learning on the job with this band stuff. My freaking heck, I jump around like a bloody dickhead, but I've got to play the guitar at the same time. Now I know I fuck up. I know for a fact I do, right? Because I'm still processing how to. And I'm sure people don't freaking get it. I'm trying to explain it. They just don't get it because you've got to entertain crowds and everything. So if you want to be a muso and play good music, that's cool. You can sit there and go, okay, I'm going to hit every single note perfectly. But
it's not what a rock and roll show's about. Come on.
you got to still play it
I mean, you
well.
got to be professional.
Correct. That's exactly right. But there's a fine line, and I'm coming from super entertainer, which I can blow anyone off the friggin' stage when I get on there. And everyone, I speak to people for Saturday night, they go, you stole the show. I go, I don't want to steal it, but I have to do it because I have to cover. I'm the one who does this shit. I'm the one who starts the ball rolling with all this freaking jumping around and all this other shit. But at the same time, I haven't got the experience of actually playing on stage as much as the other guys have to make sure I hit the notes correctly. And you can practice all you bloody well want at home, but when you get up there, you're in a different mindset. So what I've got to try and do, and look, like I said, some people go, oh, you got to do this. I said, listen, I'm doing what I got to do. If you don't think I'm sitting there at home going through this on your head, you don't know me that well. So going back to what the guys and stuff are doing, they're going to try and help you through what you need to do. And yeah, I resonate with all this stuff. So guys, thanks very much for our chat on Life Theories. Yeah, it's a resonating time, Sarah. We know what you're like, Miss Raven. You know you're escalating with your powers. We won't go into that, but we'll talk about that afterwards. But you can go and see it now. Hang on, I'm going to remember your one. Sarah's healing. Is that right? No, I got it wrong.
Big soul healing.
Big soul hearing. Hearing. So if you want to catch Sarah, our friend Raven, who's got so many powers, believe me, Big Soul healing. It's too early. Healing on Tishy's last head off. Gotta get the marbles out of my mouth, but jump on. She's fantastic, as you know. And also we've got Trailblazers of the Universe on all social media platforms. We got Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, I wouldn't say Twitter, but Facebook.
Hell no, I ain't on Twitter.
Yeah. Facebook, TikTok, and everywhere else. You can catch up anywhere, especially Facebook. And we've got the big fella Hercules Cortez Medford from Spiritual Needs TV. He'll come. He's probably holding up Rome at the moment. But love him to death. Talked to him last night, so he'll be listening in. He's got a few things happening, so he will be back very soon. And myself, White Warrior Health, or WWHealth 2004, whatever you want to call it, or Journey of a White Feather, whatever else. You can catch me on TikTok. I love TikTok now. Facebook, Instagram. But we are the Life Theories crew, and we have fun. And when, we've got energy when we leave here. And, thank you very much for tuning in. We will definitely talk to you soon. Take care. If you've got any questions, shoot them over and live your best life because we do. And make sure you got friends like this because you can't find them anywhere, I'll tell you. Get a good person, hold on to them. Take care from the Life Theories crew. Peace out and have a great one.
Bye.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe because that's like
and subscribe and push that button.
That's the thing that you can do to help us grow and be seen by more people. So,
and we'll share your stuff, believe me.
Smash all the buttons for us, will ya?
Push the share button because we'll share yours. Take care. Have a great day and live your best life. See you soon.
Bye.